These are your structure of leaf notes. We start with a cross-section of the leaf. On your note sheet, there are a few more structures labeled than in this picture currently. We start with the uppermost layer, right here, if you can see my cursor. It's a layer on top of all of these cells called the cuticle, or the waxy layer. This layer slows water loss, so the water that is in the leaf can stay in the leaf. Next up, we chat about the epidermal layer. There is an upper and a lower level. Each one provides support and protection for the leaf. They are each one cell layer thick, and most of these cells are clear, which allows light to pass through. If you look at my cursor, this is the upper epidermis, this is the lower epidermis, and you'll see it's only one cell layer thick. Next, we talk about the mesophyll. The mesophyll has two layers. One is the palisade layer. This layer is filled with chloroplasts, which means there's a lot of photosynthesis. They are tall, tightly packed cells. If you see my cursor here, this is the palisade layer. All of these cells tall, tightly packed, and a lot of small black dots indicating chloroplasts. The second part of the mesophyll is the spongy layer. This has large air spaces for gas exchange. It contains fewer chloroplasts than the palisade layer, which means there's less photosynthesis. There are chloroplasts, there's just not as many. And these are irregularly shaped cells. You see my cursor, this is the spongy layer. It's these cells in here and over here. They're not as tightly packed together, there's spaces in between. Next is the stomate. The stomate is an opening in the lower epidermis, and it allows for exchange of gases and water. You'll see here my cursor, the stomate is the hole in the middle of these two green cells. Next are the guard cells. These are the pair of cells that surround the stomate, or the stomata. The guard cells control the opening and closing of the stomata. So this is a guard cell, and this is the other guard cell. Next up, we have the xylem. The xylem conducts water and minerals upwards in the plant. It's part of the vascular bundle with the phloem, and the water would go from the roots to the stems to the leaves. If you look at my cursor here, this whole circular looks like a vein. It's called the vascular bundle. Half of it's the xylem, and the other half is the phloem. The phloem conducts sugar or food both up and down the plant. It is also part of the vascular bundle with the xylem. Lastly is transpiration. Transpiration is the loss of water from a plant. Most of this evaporation takes place through the stomates or stomata. Transpiration is closely related to the plant's need to exchange carbon dioxide and oxygen with the atmosphere. Transpiration is regulated by the opening and closing of the stomates.